my husband always makes fun of me. He's like, kill people with your slides, right? I have a lot of slides, and I kind of ask him, there's so much to learn and share, and how can I even do that in 5 slides, right? Completely unfair. So it's going to be very, very comprehensive. Any questions, please put them in the chat and I'll address them, because if I start looking at your questions, I will never get through my presentation. So today we are going to learn about what are the key ingredients of, you're not cooking anything. It's just like the key ingredients, or what is the kind of profile that the BSMD programs look for. Okay, so that's what we're going to cover. But if you have any other questions, you can put them in the chat, or there's a Q&A section right there that you can go over. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to start sharing. Of course, I value your time, right? So any time anybody can give anything financially, but the most important thing that you can give another person is time. So that's what is so valuable, and I value your time for being here. And I'm going to get straight to the point. Okay. Any questions, put them in the chat. So I'll just get started. Today is day 1. It's a 3-day workshop. I'm going to tell you all about the different programs, a bit about me. I'm an immigrant. I studied in India. I didn't study here, and I was frustrated with the complexity in the college admissions when my oldest son was applying, right? That was about 6 or 7 years back. He's graduated from Georgia Tech. In 3.5 years, he did his master's. He's an AI engineer in Moderna. My youngest son is going to University of Michigan, but he's a political science major. Okay, and yeah. So these are my qualifications. I'm a Tony Robbins certified life coach. I'm a positive psychology coach, and executive functioning skills coach, which is basically the prefrontal cortex of the brain. That is where all the planning, prioritization, everything is there. But we put so much pressure on that part of the brain that's still developing, right? So that's why all my programs, everyone in my team, they really, really focus on the executive functioning skills that is there, right? And I'm trained under Peg Dawson. She's a leading psychologist. I use her material for study skills and everything. I'm a meditation instructor and a pranic healer, and I did my college counseling from UC Berkeley. Okay, and all our counselors are from UC Berkeley College, and career counseling from UC Berkeley. Okay. And this is my family. My husband graduated from Harvard Extension School. It only took him 5 years to kind of graduate. Yeah, and the youngest son is going to the LSA honors program in University of Michigan. And I'm a corporate misfit, right? So I quit the corporate world after 20 years. But when I was there, my role was to break down complex projects into manageable bits. Okay, so that's about me. Let's hear it from you. How many of you feel like the BSMD admission process is too complicated? It is, right? And how many of you want to make sure you want to get your child into the BSMD program without wasting time on strategies that don't work, right? I hear so many stories. Google does not get it right. Okay, and also, who here wants a clear step-by-step process to eliminate the guesswork, right? Who doesn't, right? And that's what we've been doing from the past 6 years. We have been building profiles and kind of working very closely with our students and tweaking it. We know what the current trends are. Being a counselor, I have to go visit colleges, meet admission officers. You can ask an admission officer what they're looking for in a candidate, but you cannot ask them to admit your candidate. So they are very, very open about what exactly are they looking for and everything. I've met with the George Washington admissions officer, the Rensselaer Albany admissions officer, the University of Alabama, a lot of places. Okay, and okay, so guess what? We have it. We've simplified the process. I've broken it down into 3 days, and you will be getting all that information. Okay. And of course, today we are going to look at what are the traits of a successful candidate, right? I'm going to share that. We're going to explore the medical pathways, that's tomorrow, and then the application process, which is typically done in the senior year or the 12th grade. Not very straightforward, but I will break it down. Okay. And okay, so what makes a good BSMD profile? Here is an agenda. I'm going to share the ingredients. Resume of a BSMD, BSDO candidate, our results, and our edge. Okay, so ready to make an impact? Our success. My students have gotten into Stanford, UPenn, MIT, Cornell, Harvard, Georgetown. I just can't put in all the logos in here. Very, very proud of my students. And our BSMD success, my students have gotten into a lot of BSMD programs. Okay, and this is a list, and I want to share. This is last year's student who got into 7 BSMD programs with full tuition, full ride. She got into Baylor, VCU, George Washington, USC, which is Southern California. I'm sorry, Carolina. Hofstra, I love Hofstra. She got into NJIT, which is a full ride scholarship, then Rensselaer Polytechnic, which only accepts about 16 or 25 students. So that has been our success. Okay, so on to the formula. So what makes a great profile? If you're multitasking, come back. You want to take a snapshot, take it, because it's 6 components. That's it, 6 components. Number 1 is academics. I'm going to go into greater detail. Test scores, it is not test optional. The BSMD program is not test optional. The undergrad could be, but not the BSMD program, okay? Research, absolutely an essential. Community service, which is volunteering. I'm going to tell you how many hours of volunteering you need. Clinical exposure is a must. Medical shadowing is a must. And extracurricular activity, they're looking at the wow factor. I'm going to explain in detail how to develop a wow factor. Okay, so these are the main 6 components. Of course, high academic achievements. They're looking at class rank. If your school does not offer class rank, that's perfectly fine. AP or IB courses, they don't matter, right? And if you're applying to Hofstra, they're very, very clear that they want the top 5% in the class, right? So they are clear. And then if you're applying to SLU, if you have a C, they tell you, please don't bother applying, right? So they are academically important. And then the courses, this is what I call the golden rectangle, right? So by 12th grade, it's a sum total of 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, right? Students need to have AP Biology, AP Chemistry, AP Physics 1 is good enough. Mathematics, Calculus AB is good enough. BC is a bonus, Stats is a bonus. So we always work backwards when we build our course progression to make sure that students meet the Calculus AB. Okay, any questions about the courses, please put them. This is apart from all the other courses that you have. These are the core sciences that they absolutely require. AP Psychology is also good. Another caveat you need to remember is I see parents making this biggest mistake is that my child's got to be a doctor. Why do they need history? Duh. You got to learn about US history. You're in the United States, world history. So please do not ignore history, English, and foreign language. History, world history AP is important, APUSH is important, AP Gov is important. Stay away from AP Euro. It's very, very hard. And of course, English, you need AP Lang, AP Lit, right? And foreign languages, they need 2 years of consecutive language. My son switched to Latin. Latin is a very, very easy language. Don't kind of it's super easy, and also it helps with the medical terms and everything. So yes, Latin is also good. Spanish. I kind of don't recommend taking the AP Spanish or AP French or AP because they expect students to speak in that colloquial language. They test you with that. So that's a hard part of it. But please don't think that you have to have only STEM subjects. You need to have everything, right? My student who got into SLU had AP Computer Science Principles and Java programming, and he was also he had a leadership position in the coding camp, right? So they are looking for students with the left brain, which is the logical reasoning and the critical thinking. So super, super important, okay? And next, standardized tests. These are very, very important. It's a combination of SAT and ACT, and also don't get confused with the National Merit NMSQT. It's called PSAT, but it's not really PSAT. It's for the National Merit Qualification Test. Okay, and also these are the scores that are needed, upwards of 1530. Or ACT of 34. I personally prefer ACT over SAT. It's more predictable exam. It's more critical thinking and logical reasoning, and more predictable. I highly recommend students taking both the tests. The colleges don't distinguish or differentiate between that. Okay, and yeah. Okay, so next is the extracurricular activities. This is very, very important. This is something new that I'm sharing with you. I want you to understand like how colleges look at extracurricular activities. Okay, this is super important. If you're multitasking, come back. Okay, so tier 1 is a rare activity that shows exceptional achievements or leadership. Okay, it's like national awards, conferences, news coverage, and everything. Okay, so I'm going to give you examples of some of the activities. This is a student who was a teen suicide prevention advocate who was on the news a lot. So this is like the tier 1 activity. Okay, and then presenting in international conferences. One of our students presented in Puerto Rico. His topic was brain functioning in gravity, right? So that's again a very, very good extracurricular activity, which is tier 1, okay? And then I have this student who got into Georgetown. Her passion project was composting. She literally helped compost like 300,000 pounds of extra waste in her school and everything, right? So these are some examples of tier 1 activity. Okay, I'm going to tier 2. Tier 2 does not have that much of a distinction as tier 1, but they do show a high level of achievement and leadership. Okay, so this is another activity where the student, she collects surplus medical supplies and distributes it to the homeless. So this is her kind of like in a radio interview. Okay, and tier 3, it lacks the distinction of tier 1 and tier 2. These are leadership opportunities in clubs. Okay, so basically you're founder of a school club. Like this is an example of a school club. You're in HOSA and everything. Okay, so let me just tell you. I'm just going to stop here and give you a quick counseling moment. If I asked you or your child, what's your best activity, and you tell me HOSA or some club activity, then it's a tier 4 or a tier 3 activity. Okay, so colleges are looking for, and especially BSMD, it doesn't matter if it's BSMD, but colleges or the top 25 colleges are looking for activities outside the 4 walls of the classroom. Okay, so are we clear with that? There's one thing I want you to take from this presentation is that, okay? Any questions, please put them in the chat. Soumya, you want to share our WhatsApp group links and our website links, please? Okay, I'm just going to go there. Any questions about the tier? Okay. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so this is the tier 4 activity, which is club participation. Okay. Okay, so a strong applicant basically has about 8 to 10 extracurricular activities, because that's the amount of space that you have, right? So it's not like you're going to have all 5 tier 1 activities. No, you're going to have one tier 1, and then you're going to have multiple like tier 3, tier 4, all those kind of activities. But tier 1, tier 2 activities are what's needed for a very highly selective program. Okay. Now, for the wow factor, right? For the wow factor of the extracurricular activities, they need a cause area. A cause area is something colleges are looking for trendsetters and change makers and students who are pioneering into that. They're not looking for cookie cutter students. Okay, that's something that you have to showcase that you're empathetic to a cause in the medical field or something. So that's what is a cause area, or like a passion project, and they want minimum of 50 to 100 hours spent in that kind of cause area. And I'll give you copious amounts of examples. Okay. Next is community service. You need upwards of 100 hours, all 4 years. A minimum is 100 hours, but upwards of 200 is something that's good collectively from all 4 years. Okay. Next is shadowing. And why is shadowing so important? It's not like they're expecting your child to handle the scalpel to the surgeon. No, but they want a student to witness how care is given to the sick or medically challenged people. And they want students to physically be there in a medical practice, right? And this is what we kind of teach students as to how to get those shadowing and volunteering in our counseling program, right? So the minimum is 50 hours, but 100 plus hours is expected all 4 years for a medical shadowing. Okay. Next is research. Research shows deep learning, and it shows subject matter expertise in a particular area, right? They are looking for students to have worked in the lab or kind of written a hypothesis. And if a student submits a research paper in journals, it's very, very favorably looked by the BSMD programs and the pre-med programs. Another thing I want to let you know is trying to get into the BSMD program is like scaling the Mount Everest, right? You are going to reach base camp, right? Base camp is pre-med. So there is no need to like separately prepare for pre-med and BSMD, right? Anything that you're preparing for BSMD is going to tremendously help you for your pre-med. And pre-med is like the backup plan, is what I'm going to share tomorrow. Right? So any questions about what I've discussed so far, please put that in the chat. Okay. So what is the wow factor, right? Why would you need a wow factor, right? It kind of differentiates a candidate, right? It showcases a unique talent. It shows passion and purpose. They want to see a student who's like really out there, who's following their passion, because a doctor is a medical professional is somebody who's like selfless, and they want students to showcase these qualities right in their application. Leadership is very important. Advocacy development is important. They're also looking for exceptional communication and presentation skills, and they want evidence. They want evidence. Okay, I want to let you know that anytime you kind of look at an extracurricular activity, the first question that you're going to ask is, what impact, what is the outcome of an activity, right? This is what I often get asked, is this activity good? Should I do this? Should I do that? The question is, what is the outcome, right, of that particular activity? And I know a lot of people think that they have to keep taking all these expensive college courses from Johns Hopkins, from Georgetown or everywhere. Okay, so courses are consumption, right? You're consuming information. What is the outcome? There's not much outcome there, right? But research, volunteering, community service, passion projects, they are all outcome driven, right? And they're tangible, measurable outcomes, right? If your child did a fundraiser Okay, how much money did I get? $20. That's good enough, right? I conducted a march, or I conducted a meeting, or I conducted a walkathon. 20 people showed up, or 10 people showed up. So that is quantifiable, right? So always look for activities that you can showcase in your application. Okay. So that is how it is. Okay. Any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll address them. Okay. Now I'm going to go over cause area. You must have heard me talk a lot about the cause area. So I'm going to go over it. I'm going to show you examples so that you can clearly understand. So basically, I'm just going to show you a few cause areas that my students have pursued. Now, this is Jessica. Her cause area is senior citizens' mental health. Okay, so she wants to help seniors because they really suffer from depression and loneliness, right? So that is her passion. It shows empathy. She also showcases her research as a visual resume. She had a research published, so she showcases that. And also, it's like a digital resume, and it shows her mission, like how teens can help senior citizen with that. And she conducts different events to kind of raise awareness and help them. So you see, she is showing a tangible, measurable outcome with her cause area. And of course, it is mental health. So it looks very, very good on her profile for college. And another student wants to dispel the myths around vaccines, right? So that is her passion project, her advocacy. Okay, she's still building her website, so you see all the stock pictures there. And what is she doing? She is going to the community and conducting events, myth busting webinar. At the Holy event, she conducted a vaccine awareness in school. So that is the kind of story that a student is supposed to see. I'm going to share one last one. This is super interesting. Now, Isabella here loves horses. She's an equestrian. Okay, she took that further to kind of help neurodivergent kids, right, through horses, like through animal therapy and everything. So this is her passion project. She conducts many events. There's game days with therapy horses that she conducts. Okay, so any questions about the cause area, the wow factor of extracurricular activities, please put them in the chat. Okay, now next is the medical exposure. Shadowing can be done under pediatricians, physicians, dentists. Dentists are ambidextrous. Don't think that, oh, my child's not applying to a dental school. She's going to be a BSMD or BSD. Or, it doesn't matter. A dentist is a doctor, and you can definitely shadow them. Chiropractor, physician, pediatrician, ophthalmologist, psychiatrist, optometrist, they're all doctors. You can shadow them. Okay, next is research. So research it can be either two things, like publish a research paper, which is what we offer with university professors, or work in a lab. But after the pandemic, it's becoming extremely difficult to get into the lab. So this is a very, very popular way of doing research. Okay, so a well-researched paper is submitted in a journal for peer review. Okay, what is a peer review? For example, if a student has conducted a research and written a paper on cancer, then the journal will get someone who's an expert in that field, and that person, that expert, is going to validate if this research is important, relevant, and apt, right? If it really adds value, and that process takes about 3 to 6 months to go over, review the research paper, and then approve it. So once the research paper gets approved, it gets published in a journal, at which point students can kind of put the DOI link in their resume. I'm going to share how a DOI link looks. For example, these are all our students who have successfully published their research paper. So we help them submit to different journals. For example, this is Journal of Student Research. You have the professor name, the abstract that's there, and the PDF of the particular research paper. As you see here, we make students write this particular research paper. We make them draw diagrams, like graphs and tables and just about everything. And once it gets published, then they get a DOI link, which they can insert it in their resume. And I'm going to show you how students do that. And this is like a very, very popular research effort that students do in high school. Okay. Okay, so yeah, next is leadership and initiative. They're looking for exceptional communication skills, mental toughness, and ambition, right? Our doctor's supposed to have that because they have to make split-second decisions about life-threatening situations, right? So that's what they're looking for, okay? And how do they measure all of this? Through the interview, the multiple medical interview that they conduct, which is the last process of the BSMD application in the 12th grade. Okay. Next, I'm just going to go over the resume of a BSMD and BSDO candidate. I'm just going to share this with you. Now, this is Abhaya. She conducted 3 research papers. Her last one was not published yet, but then by the time she went to her MMI interview, it was published. And as you can see here, the DOL link, you can put it in your resume, right? And also, if you see here, she was our research intern. She did research with us, and we also offer research internship. She had a lab research internship. She shadowed a dentist, as you can see here, right? And she was in the hospital. She did have school clubs. I'm not disputing that. School clubs are kind of part of it, a tier 3, tier 2, right? She was part of HOSA, um, like PHS Musti, National Honor Society. She did have certifications, CPR and first aid. She got into St. Louis University and Nova Southeastern. Nova Southeastern is the BSDO program. She went to Nova Southeastern program. And now this is another resume of a student who went to Rensselaer Polytechnic, Albany, combined program. That takes about like 26 students. And she got in, as you can see here, her coursework is right here. Her academic honors, she had a presidential PVSA award, National Merit Award. She had leadership. Like she was a president of an artificial AI club, right? That's also pretty good. Shadowing, she had 60 hours of shadowing. You can insert your presentations and everything in your resume. As you can see here, she had multiple research that is there. And she also had music, right? So please don't think that you only have to be like left brain. They do like right brain, creative side of it as well. They like fine arts as well. So that's also good to pursue. She was in the Mad Hatters Club, so she used to do crochet and knit caps for neonatal babies, the preemie babies. She used to do that, right? And she was also into classical dance. So any questions about the resume, please put them in the chat, okay? Now, I'm just going to go over the student who got into Stanford. She did get into multiple BSMD programs, but she chose to go to Stanford, okay? So I want to show you first with her leadership. She had an initiative, a hygiene drive for girls. She advocated for that. So as you see here, she had an advocacy. She was tutoring neurodiverse kids. Of course, she had school clubs. She had research and very heavy on math, right? She had volunteering, shadowing, and we helped her build that kind of narrative, build the spike with neuroscience and community advocacy. That was her spike or her theme that we used. She had 16 APs and 5 IB curriculum. She had course rigor, and we helped her with her personal statement, her supplemental essays and everything. And her branding was compassionate change maker in science and society, right? So that is how we build. And if you are a senior applying to colleges, please let us know. You can schedule a clarity call with me. Soumya, you want to share that link in the chat as well. So we can go about discussing as to how you want to apply to colleges. Okay. Okay, so how is everyone doing? Let's just see. Do you have any questions? Does this make sense? Are you overwhelmed? Talk to me. Does it make kind of sense? Anyone? Thumbs up, thumbs down, learning, not learning. Come on, show us some energy. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Does it make sense? Great, 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 great. Okay, so we will continue with the thing. Okay. 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 Yeah, I will answer your questions. If I start looking at your questions, I'll never get to my presentation, and which is like a really bad thing, right? So I will finish my presentation and I'm going to go over all your questions, answer them. Let's continue. So each time I kind of stop sharing, it goes right to the beginning. So bear with me as I go through that. Hold on. Where was I? Cause area. Okay, I was in the 3 secrets. Almost done. Almost. We'll go quite quick. So what are the 3 secrets to BSMD profile? Perfect academics is a myth. Okay, 80% of my students get rejected. Perfect scores. Okay, why? Because it's all about the positioning, right? It's about the profile, the spike, right? I keep talking about it, but that's what it is to create a profile that's so unique to your child, right? That's very important. I've had students come to me like 5 days before the application, and I sat with them a day before their interview, and I had this imperfect student. Of course, she was very lovely, would never call anybody imperfect, but she very, very unique. She got into NYIT's BSDO program with 29K scholarship, right? And just the day before on Sunday, we worked on her elevator pitch, right? And she got an on the spot acceptance into that. So it's all about the positioning, the way we built her profile. And she told me that her church and her faith is very important to her, and she wanted that included in her elevator pitch. And that's what I worked with her, and boom, she got in. So it's all about the positioning that's very, very important. Okay. Another thing is people have very, very generic kind of extracurricular activities, right? Very generic clubs and everything. And also, please, AP research is not research. Anything that's part of the curriculum, AP research, AP seminar is part of the curriculum. It's not an extracurricular activity. Okay. So AP capstone diploma, it's part of that. You need to have a wow factor. That, like I showed you, the spike, the cause area. And we have seen students doing tremendously well, getting tons of scholarships, right? It's all about the wow factor, right? That's super important. Having research, having gone and published, submitting, like going to conferences, all that is kind of part of it, right? So that is the second secret. The third secret is you don't need a pricey solution. It's not $20,000. It's not $10,000. We have a step-by-step framework, and all you need is 12 weeks, right? And not the seniors, but all of our programs are 12 weeks, because that's how much concentration and focus a teen has. Anything more than that, they're just going to not pay attention. Okay. And right. So do I have your permission to reveal our success formula? I'm going to share our solution, what we have kind of curated to nail the BSMD program. Number one, we have research, cancer, neurology, infectious diseases, nano, AI. Most of them are kind of closing. So the way we've designed our program, our research program, is there is deep learning with the expert in that field, and then they work with a creative writer, and together they create a 4,000-word research paper that they submit for publishing, and also we help them present their papers in journals. I'm sorry, in conferences. Okay, so this is our formula. So what are we giving? An outcome, a research paper, right? That they can submit it for publishing. Okay, and okay, why do I have it twice? Okay, so a cancer is closed. It's by a professor from Wayne State. Okay, so our neuroscience is open at the moment. It starts on 20th, and it's run by Professor Kate. who's a full professor of biology. Okay, she's a tenured professor. She just moved to University of Mississippi. She's been Bethel University. She teaches there, and she's the one who teaches neuroscience and immunology, and she has a whole program for neuroscience. Okay, and we have nano. It's a very, very interesting area. My student, whose resume I showed you, she did nanoscience research. This professor is from Arizona State University. So they do nanoparticles, nanomedicines, all the nano, all the tiny, teeny bit. Very interesting. And colleges love to see such unique topics as well. Okay. And we have AI. This professor is from UMD. This is mostly Python and kind of creating an AI model and everything. Okay. And so the outcome of our 12-week program, it's not like we're going to ditch you after 12 weeks. It's 12 weeks. It's because I use Tony Robbins' immersion coaching technique, where in a very short amount of time, we're giving them a lot of information to process and to learn. And what happens in that kind of intense crunch time, it's not crunch, is they flex the muscle called as the brain, right? If you kind of drag it like a rubber band and make it like 6 months, you're going to lose teens. Okay, teens, Gen Z, their attention span is 8 seconds, right? And that's how it is. So this is the optimum time that we have figured out that holds teens' attention. And of course, it's not like after 12 weeks, you're not there. We are there to help students finish their research paper, because we are guaranteeing a research paper that's 4,000 words. But publishing is not in our hands. Okay, the publishing is done in a third-party journal, which has its own process to kind of validate the research. Okay, but our creative writers will help them. Okay, so this is the summary and the outcome of our research program. All our research programs, the outcome is a 4,000-word research paper. The format is based on where they're submitting. Our creative writers are going to help them write the outline, the body, the diagram from BioRender. Okay, they have to draw the diagrams. And there's no ChatGPT, because we make sure that any research paper that has more than 30% ChatGPT we will not allow them to submit it. So our creative writers have tools to detect that. We will help you submit for publishing in journals, right? And attend conferences and present student findings. We have conferences that are local, virtual, international. And of course, you'll get a recommendation from the university professor. Please remember, recommendation needs to be earned. Okay. Any questions about our research program, please put them in the chat. And of course, the journal has to be a very honest third-party journal. Please make sure if you join any research program, if a journal gets approved in like 2 weeks or a month, you're going to raise red flags in the college admission process, because they know that. Okay, it's better to be honest in the college admission process. Please do not pad or kind of raise the bullshit meter or red flags of the admission officer. Okay, and of course, a successfully published research paper, you can just go into JSR and search for Gifted Gabber. You will see all the papers that have been submitted. But of late, we are moving on to another journal, which is IJHSR. So that is where we are. We guide students into like what format needs to be written, what is the references, everything is part of the program. Okay, so we also help students apply to conferences. So these are the list of conferences that we have. We will keep updating them as we come across different places, like virtual as well. Any topic, we do help students, and I shared with you my student presented in Puerto Rico in the gravitational conference. Okay, And of course, yeah, this is the student who went and presented in what is this called? American Society for Gravitational and Space Research Conference in Puerto Rico. And his topic was, wait, let me see that, space neurobiology. Okay, hypergravity. I don't even get half of that, but I just get amazed by these teens. Right? They're amazing. I love working with them. So here is a summary. Students get like 25 live sessions. They also get one-on-one sessions, 2 one-on-one sessions with the research professor, 2 with the creative writer. We also do the thesis defense, submission to journals, all that is part of it. Okay. And of course, we have BSMD counseling, which is very, very popular. So week by week, week by week, we coach kids. Again, it's a 12-week program. This is like the foundational program that every student needs to go through, except for senior who are applying for colleges. So we go over course selection. We make them create their course plan for all 4 years. We work backwards, right? What do you want to graduate with? Okay, you want to graduate with AP Biology, AP Physics 1, AP Math, I'm sorry, AP Calculus, AB, BC, like AP Chem. So we help course complete the course selection for all 4 years. And of course, testing. 1 week, 1 session is completely on the test taking, ACT. Then honors and awards are something that they need to plan for all 4 years. We go over that. We also help them build the wow factor of the extracurricular activities. Before all of that, we kind of make them create the cover letter and the resume so that they can apply for the volunteering opportunities, medical shadowing opportunities within the 25-mile radius of your home, a passion project. And also what we kind of do is, I did my counseling from UC Berkeley, so I use some of the techniques there. So as a counselor, we have like kind of a role play of an admission officer. So we are given some profiles and asked to pick. So that is the same thing that we have done. So students have 2 sessions that they come to. One is a Saturday session where they learn about counseling, and Wednesday is where they discuss profiles, right? So you can't tell a teenager, hey, go build your profile like this. Instead, we give them different applications, and we ask them to pick an applicant for their college, XYZ college. And what are we teaching here? They are going over profiles, and they are learning as to what admission officer is looking at and getting into the head of the admissions officer. So that is how unique our program is, okay? And of course, there are 22 live sessions. They create a plan for themselves. We have a lot of students presenting on the YouTube channel. You can check it out. We map academics, shadowing, leadership, extracurricular activities, volunteering, medical shadowing, creating a passion project. All that is part of our counseling program, okay? This is for the non-seniors, okay? Now, this is the program for students who are applying in fall of 2025 because it's college application. So at that time, we help build the complete application, right? Right from the college list to everything is what we build. And if you want to schedule a call with me, you can use this link to schedule a call, and we can go over everything completely, right? Supplemental essays, the college list, the passion project, the cause area, everything we help for the seniors. So of course, cause area is something that we do that. I have another student whose passion is neonatal care. So she has different passion projects that we help students build. Okay, so ready to make a difference? Of course, you have 2 choices. One is trying to figure out on your own, trial and error, of course, or you can have a proven system and come to us, of course. It's like going into a cave and trying to light a matchstick, and here I am with a blowtorch. right? So that's what it is. The level of expertise that we have. I have a team of 25 wonderful people who are creative writers, counselors, psychometrists, just about everybody. Wonderful, wonderful people. Okay. And of course, our BSMD program is, I think it's 900 or 850, I kind of forget. It's not 5,000 or 6,000, right? Not that expensive. And our research program is 2,500 after you put the coupon and everything. Okay, and how do you register? You can register on giftedgapper.com. Everything is available on our website, giftedgapper.com. I'm just going to navigate. Sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming to navigate, but we try our best to cram in as much information, but sometimes it gets in the way, right? So you can go over courses and you will see our programs. We have neuroscience research, we have nano, we have the group counseling here. And if you're applying to colleges, you kind of can schedule a call with me. And of course, you want to land in media. We also help with that as to how to build that cause area and approach the media for that. That's also something that we help with. All right. We also have one-on-one counseling and on-demand programs as well. But if you go to the BSMD section, you will be able to see what are the counseling programs. And if you're applying to colleges, then we have a lot of programs that are tailor-made for the college application. Okay, so that's what we have. And of course, we have a special bonus. If you enroll now, you will get access to my scholarship course and a scholarship course, and you will be invited for a scholarship mastermind class with me where I will go over the different scholarships. My middle name should have been scholarships because of the amount of scholarships that I get. And I'll show you exactly what are the colleges that give you merit scholarships, different kind of scholarships, all that whole list, full ride, full tuition, everything is available. If you want to learn more about scholarships, you can attend my Sunday webinar where I break down the different types of scholarships, the financial aid, and everything. Okay. And of course, we do have a coupon, Summer 2025, to get a $500 off. I'm just going to put that in the chat. You can use that in the checkout. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm pretty much done. And if you want to schedule a call, you have this link that you can use to schedule a call with me. I'm almost done. Okay. And for the homework, okay, of course, we give you a lot of freebies and everything to do the homework, right? So homework one is explain why each attribute is important for the success of the BSMD program or a future as a physician. Okay, so this is the homework for day one. You will get an award for showing up all days and submitting your homework. Okay, so I'm done with my presentation. I'm just going to go over all the questions and I'll give you an opportunity if you want to speak up. I will make you a moderator, at which case you can kind of ask me questions. Okay. Okay. So let me just quickly go. Okay. Do you need 5 on the AP exam? So the question is, do you need 5 on the AP exam or having an A in the class is good enough? Okay, so the rating out of 5 comes into play when you want to transfer credits. You get it, right? Each college is different. They have different requirements. So it's not uniform. If you want to transfer credits, okay? For example, my older son graduated with 20 APs. He shaved off nearly a year and a half in Georgia Tech because he was able to transfer that many credits over. But why was he able to do that? Because he had a good score in the AP exam. So I'm sorry, the grades, that's A and B, that is part of your school. But what colleges, why are you doing APs? Because they're college credits To get the credits, you need a good score. Okay. So 2 is kind of 1 and 2 is kind of a fail. 3 is pass. 4 is good. 5 is the best. Okay, great. If your school does not offer AP Physics, but normal physics, is that fine? Perfectly fine. That's also okay. You can't help it if it's not offered. Is super score on SAT and ACT allowed? Stanford doesn't allow super scoring, so you will have to declare all your scores. Okay, some colleges don't allow super scoring. Is winning medals in HOSA not considered tier 2? No. School clubs are tier 3. Leadership is tier 3. Okay. Okay, so would AP research be a good example of research or exclusively lab published research? Okay, it's a great question. AP research is part of the curriculum. Anything that's part of the curriculum, you cannot put it in the extracurricular activities section, right? So, and also AP research is not done under a PhD or a professor. It's done under a school teacher. So it's part of the school curriculum. So it's not considered an extracurricular activity. Okay, so how do I apply to become a medical volunteer? I mean, I don't know precisely. You can look for opportunities around your house or join a program. We can help you find it. What's the difference between BSMD and BSDO? Wonderful. That's what we're going to cover tomorrow. Today, our focus is on what is the make and model or what is expected of a candidate. Tomorrow, I'm going to go in detail about it, but great question. Okay, what other questions do I have? Okay. Confirming BSMD, AP chemistry takes priority or AP physics. There's no priority like that, but AP chemistry is needed. Would it be recommended to take 3 or 4 years of language and take AP research instead? No, you need language. English. Okay, let me back up. You need 4 years of math, 4 years of science, 4 years of English language, 3 years of foreign language, right? 3 years of history, right? So that's important, right? So please check with your teacher if you can substitute AP research. I don't recommend that. AP research is supposed to be an elective, right? I don't know if it's considered English in your school district, but I don't recommend that. Okay. The question is, do most BSMD require 5 to be able to transfer credits or 4 work? Again, it depends on which college you're applying to and the rules, right? So there's no hard and fast rule. Okay, so let me go over that. Can a student with publication 3.7 unweighted 15 apply? Of course, anybody can apply to the BSMD program. You don't need to have perfect stats, right? So yeah. Oh, wait, there's another question. Following up with the AP scores, you have to share your scores in the BSMD. So I'm just going to quickly share with you how a college application looks. I'm going to share my son's college application because it's still alive. Okay. I mean to say, I can still access it. It's not on August 1st, everything is going to get wiped out. I'm going to show you his application. So if, when you're applying to college, you're a PDF. This is how an admission officer is going to look at it. So if you see here, your college courses will go here. And all your current courses will go here. Your honors and awards, you have 5 spaces. Super important to get honors and awards. Your testing, you have to declare all your scores here. If you see here, his scores were not out, so that's why it was not there. But all the courses, the subject tests need to be declared here. Okay, we cannot kind of lie or miss out on things. Okay. Okay. Would you recommend taking Spanish or AP psychology? Praniti, that's a very, very specific question, and I need to work very closely looking at your child, so I cannot give you that advice. So you can schedule a one-on-one session with me, and I have to look over what your school has to offer and everything, and do that. Okay, great question. If a student does not have shadowing experience but has research, okay. See, another thing I want to mention is it cannot be if or. Oh, you know what? I have 5 research papers and 0 medical experience. Oh, so I'm a great applicant. No, you need to have medical shadowing. You get it, to be a competitive candidate, right? And also, please don't take any shortcuts and say, I'm going to go to India and kind of do shadowing there. No, it raises red flags. You're studying in the United States, so please do everything here. And of course, no shadowing, you're not a very competitive candidate for BSMD. Is your class of 2026, can we still do research? Yes, yes. We're going to give priority for seniors because they have to apply to colleges. So absolutely, yeah. Other question is, does 3 years of Spanish in middle school count? Spanish 1, 2, 3. It depends on your school district. Your clock starts ticking in the high school, right? So, but you need to check if it will show up in your high school's transcript. So I don't know. Yeah, you need to check with your counselor on that. Great question. Now let me go over. I have a question about the research program. I've heard that if you pay for a research, it's not counted. Wrong. And it should be something organic. Oh my God. Great question. Thank you for asking it and addressing the elephant in the room. Right. So I have given recommendations to MIT and everything for my students who are part of my research program. I have declared there how much amount I took and gave the recommendation. It had zero adverse effect on my student. My student who did research in space, something life on Mars and everything, got into MIT this year. My student got into Stanford, UPenn. I'm not her. I mean, this is just hearsay. Okay. Like which professor wants to do research with your student for free? Zero. Okay, so you can write about 1,000 emails and not hear back, or you can enroll in a paid program. There's no lying. We're not asking you to lie to the colleges. They know that you've paid for the program, right? So there is no adverse effect. I've had so many students, my student who got 7 BSMD full ride. She's my research student, right? My Stanford student, all of them are my research students. So yeah. Is winning medals in HOSA tier 2? No, it's tier 3. Okay. Is the list of conferences part of the research program? Yes. We will regularly give you those things we want you to go and present in conferences. So yes. Is medical observation considered volunteering? What is medical observation? It's like medical shadowing, right? Yeah. So it's medical shadowing and volunteering. So they are two different things. Medical shadowing is in a medical facility, in a doctor's office, right? Yeah. What are your thoughts on programs like CNA, MA? I don't know what that medical assistant is. Should be good. Yeah. More like, okay. Okay, so there's some more questions. What are your thoughts? Okay, I answered that. What tier would a TEDx speech on public? It's TEDx speech. It's just going and giving speeches, like tier 3 or tier 4, I think. What is the impact that you had, right? So that's one of them. All right. It's if it is linked to your cause area, and so the thing is they're looking for subject matter experts. A health awareness topic and TEDx is one part of it, right? Then you have research, then you have other activities. So it's like just clubbing together. That activity alone is not going to guarantee an acceptance, but it's just part of the story. Get it? Yeah. So that's how you need to look at it. Does AI research help with BSMD even if they are absolutely? So AI research, all that, see, you're talking about left brain, critical thinking, problem solving. So any research is deemed good research. And AI research with biomed, boom, that's amazing. If you want to pursue that, let me know, because I have an amazing AI professor and you will pick a biomed topic. Oh, my own son did that research. So what my son did is he did research on glioblastoma. I mean, I can't even get that. I have a passion project that I can share with you that my son did, right? He wrote an AI model to predict if a patient needed biopsy for the brain tumor. They use AI a lot in the medical field. So yes, they do like that. Okay. So is medical scribe for a nonprofit? Again, all these are case-to-case basis that you're asking. If you join my program, I will be able to answer that question because I need to look into what is being done in that particular activity to give you that kind of advice. You can join our WhatsApp groups and ask me that question there. Okay, what tier do science fair and competitions like Brain be? Again, it would be three. Yeah, science fairs are okay. Conferences are the top, right? Yeah. Is co-founding? Yeah. Club is tier 3. Excellent. Yeah. Does research paper getting a patent help or replace research paper? I don't know that. Getting a patent seems very, very good, of course. Okay, yeah, tier 3. Okay, so I've answered all the questions. If anybody has any question, please raise your hand. I'm going to unmute you. You can ask any questions that you have. Right. Anybody wants to ask a question, please raise your hand and I'll make you a moderator so that you can ask the question. Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay. Yeah, so anybody who's a senior, let me know. We do have an amazing college application program where we help with essays and everything. You can schedule a call with me or join. Yeah, okay, so yeah. Can you please share your email and phone number privately, Anamika, and we can reach out to you. You can privately, yeah, hosts and panelists, you can put your phone number and email there, and we can help you with that because, okay. Okay, yeah, great, thank you. Yeah, so we will have, anyone else has any other questions, please put them in the chat and I can address that. Hold on a minute. Yeah. Anyone else who needs a call back, please put your phone number in that and we can call you back. Okay. Yeah, please share your phone number as well. And our wonderful team of people can call you back with any questions that you may have. You can also join our WhatsApp group. We can also help you with questions there. Okay. Okay. Any other? Okay. Okay, wonderful. We can definitely help you. Please put your phone numbers for seniors. We can definitely call you back. We do help with essays, college list, and the whole shebang and scholarships. All that is part of our counseling. Okay, what tier would organizing a basketball fundraiser to raise awareness and funds for leukemia fall under in advocacy? Again, what is the umbrella cause area, right? So based on that umbrella cause area, if this falls under, it would be tier 3, like depending on what the cause area is, right? Yeah. Okay, so any other questions that you may have, please put them in the chat or like join our WhatsApp group, put your numbers there so that we can call you back. Okay, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Finish your homework and come back because tomorrow I'm going to tell you about the different medical paths that are there. Okay, so until then, how do I get into Brown's BSMD as a sophomore in high school? Okay, great question. Of course, you need to have research. You need to have wow factor of extracurricular activities, medical shadowing, and volunteering, right? So you do have time to prepare for Brown, right? Wonderful. Although I don't recommend Brown. It's like $800,000. Okay, but great. Yes, you do have exceptional, yeah, upwards of 15 APs. Join our program. We will guide you through that. Okay. Okay, then. If you don't have any other questions, I'll let you guys go. Bye now. Okay. Keith. Okay. Anyone else who's a senior who needs a call back, please put in your phone number. We can help you with that. Tomorrow is the different medical paths, and on Sunday is a scholarship webinar. Don't miss out on that. I go deeper into how to build a profile for scholarships. I have so much to share. Okay. Anyone else who's a senior needs help with college apps, please put your phone number. We will call you back. Yeah, and our neuroscience research program starts. Okay, it starts on 20th, next Sunday, and we are almost closing out because we're meeting our numbers. So any further questions, please let me know. Okay. Okay then, bye now.